Let's get over to the phones. We always look forward to spending some good times with our friend Dennis Horton. He's the director of the Rockford Regional Office of the Better Business Bureau. Dennis, good morning to you.
Good morning, Riley. How are you?
I'm terrific. How was Thanksgiving at your place?
Well, it could have been better. I spent some of the time in the hospital, but that's another story.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I'll just say the turkey wasn't as good as I had hoped to have.
You know, hospital turkey is renowned for being wonderful. I'm stunned to hear that.
No, but you really started my morning off well with my favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire song there.
Yeah, me too. Love that one. It's a good way to get things kicked off, and it's a good thing to start out with Giving Tuesday, because that's today.
Riley, there will be millions of dollars that will be donated to worthwhile charities today. The numbers are pegged at more than $400 million. And,
wow.
And that comes from just about 3.6 million people who will be online and mailing in checks and giving on this day, which started in 2012 in New York as kind of a one-time event, and then it grew, and it grew, and it grew, and it is now a worldwide event.
Yeah, this has gone global. You got hundreds of millions of people digging deep to give, to collaborate, celebrate generosity, and all sorts of different ways to go about it, which probably is what this is leading into, isn't it?
Yeah. The problem is that where there is good being done, scammers are going to try to take advantage of that and turn it into, well, a trash heap.
Right.
So we want people to be aware of what they're doing when they are giving today, or at any time for that matter. The rules still apply. But one of the things that really happens very frequently is that the scammers will use similar sounding names to legitimate charities. Instead of it being the American Red Cross, they will say National Red Cross. And people not paying very close attention, they'll hear Red Cross and not the other part.
Right.
And they'll give to the charity, believing that they're giving to the legitimate charity. It's across the board. I use the Red Cross because it's one that's very familiar. But you really need to pay close attention to any online asks that you receive, any email asks that you receive, and frankly, you should shy away from those email asks and anything that you have to click on in a link to get to the donor page.
Yeah, if there's somebody you prefer, there's a charity that is in your wheelhouse and all that, go directly to their website rather than looking at an email purportedly sent by them. Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. You really want to go to their website, and also avoid the on-the-spot donations where they are demanding that you make the donation right now. Give me your credit card or your checking account information, and we'll get that donation done for you right away. Well, if there's pressure involved, then you should step back and think about what you're going to do. Any charity that is going to need your money today will need it tomorrow, and they will certainly wait for it. If you feel pressured at all, ask the person making the ask to mail the information to you, and that you will follow up after that.
Yeah, anything to slow down that procedure between you giving them credit card numbers or personal information and you actually knowing who you're dealing with.
Right. And at this time of the year, everybody wants to be helpful, and the scammers know this, and they will play on your emotions. Emotional appeals it's part of how charities do get people drawn to them. However, if it's totally just a heartstrings appeal without telling you how the money is being used or anything of that nature, then it is also time to take a step back.
And I think your best piece of advice still is if Giving Tuesday appeals to you and you want to dig down and you want to give to an organization that you admire the work that's being done by, just go directly to them. Go directly to their website. Show up if they've got a brick and mortar. Show up there and make your donation. But don't do it over what might not be the most secure channels.
Exactly. And phone calls, people knocking on your door, all of those are risky risky ways to donate today.
Yep. So, just and if they're not willing to wait, then obviously there's a little more going on here than meets the eye. And that kind of brings us to our next thing, not willing to wait. I'm not willing to wait to go out and buy my own presents. I'm coming over to your porch, Dennis, and taking those.
Well, and I'm a little worried about it, but we really, they're called porch pirates, and these are thieves who lay in wait for those packages to be delivered. Yesterday, millions of packages, millions of dollars were spent by consumers all around the world on Cyber Monday, and those packages are going to be delivered, within 24 to 48, 72 hours, and they're going to be hitting your porches. Now, the thieves know this, and they very well can be laying in wait. They literally drive around watching for delivery trucks where they are, and they will, as soon as a delivery truck drives away, they'll go to your porch and pick up your packages. So you really want to make some plans, take some precautions to ensure a safe delivery. If you're not going to be home, arrange to have it. When you make your purchase, you can give delivery notes. Put a note in there that where you'd like that package delivered. If you have a back door or a side door that is not visible from the street, have it delivered there. Better yet, if you have a neighbor who you know is going to be home, have it delivered there. And even better, if it's possible, have it delivered to you at work. That way, you know that you're getting your packages, and your hard-earned dollars and your presents won't be stolen from you.
Yeah, and last year, a perfect example of that was I was home, doorbell rings, and I go to the door, and there stands an Amazon delivery person who looked at me and goes, "Normally, I just put this on your porch." He goes, "But I've noticed that I'm being followed. I noticed that I'm being followed around the neighborhood, and I just wanted to come up. I'm glad you're home. Here's your stuff." And I've been trying, and he goes, it's adding a lot of time to my route because now I'm knocking on everybody's door trying to hand it to them so the people who are following me don't run up and grab the stuff.
So let's make their jobs easier by giving them delivery instructions in case you aren't there. I noted this morning I got an email from the boss in Chicago that Chicago is number 3 in terms of porch pirates in the country. That more packages are stolen off porches in Chicago than almost any place else in the country outside of. He didn't tell me who number 1 and 2 were, but Chicago is number 3. Even though we're not number 3, it's still an issue that we need to be aware of. And also, if they should miss you, and it's a package that had to be signed for, make sure that the slip that's left on your door is legitimate. Call to make sure that it isn't a fake card there that's being left by a scammer who is waiting for you to give instructions to him on what to do. And they will then follow up and pick up your packages when they do actually arrive.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that one. Best bet still, try to have somebody around the house when those packages show up so they can just take them right off the front steps and eliminate the temptation.
Yes, indeed.
And now, and of course, to wrap things up, being that it's a day with a Y, we probably ought to discuss some Facebook scams.
A gentleman called yesterday, and it prompted me to want to warn people. He called about a Facebook scam, specifically about arcade games. But it prompted me to want to mention to everybody that we are seeing more and more ads on Facebook for everything from a toaster oven to these arcade games. And these are third-party sellers. We really don't know a whole lot about who they are. And before you order these packages, do some research on them. As this gentleman did, he thought some of these things were kind of sketchy. And he checked with the company that was supposed to be delivering the package, the arcade game to him, and found out that the delivery company doesn't do deliveries for this company purporting to be selling these arcade games.
Oh,
so a word to the wise, if you are looking to make one of the purchases from one of the ads you see for everything. Again, a toaster oven to socks. Make sure that you have done some research and looked up the company before you give out your credit card information, and find that not only has your credit card account been emptied, and they have your credit card numbers, and you are in real trouble at that point. So be careful when you are seeing that must-have item.
Right, and it makes it even worse when, you've got 2 or 3 friends who've sent along a link to you because they know this is the kind of thing that you might be into and all that. Just be very careful, because they don't necessarily know that they're passing along a scam to you either, and that's the problem with some of these things, right?
That's true. They don't know that it's a scam. Also, their accounts may have been hacked as well, so they don't even know that their name is being used to show you this great gift that you need to have.
Right. And he said, hey, thanks for turning me on to that. That's really great. Wait, I didn't send you anything. Oops.
Right.
Yep. Now you got to get on the phone to your credit card company and the hassles begin.
Exactly. And you want to, it's the time when we have a lot of things to do and we're trying to get them all done, but we always need to slow down a bit and think before we act.
Exactly. Watch yourself on Giving Tuesday. Please dig deep and give. It's a wonderful occasion to do so, but be careful who you're giving it to. Watch out for the porch pirates, and those Facebook scams are ongoing. You've got to be aware, or you can get yourself caught. Dennis, as always, we appreciate the information. For anybody who wants to make contact with you, what's the best way to do it?
Give us a call here at the BBB at 815-963-2222.
Dennis, thanks a lot for your time. I look forward to us getting together again real soon.
Thank you, Riley.